Hello everyone, I'm Renown Zero and we're back again talking about some gaming news. We got a bunch of gaming news that came out today. There are some bad stuff, there's some good stuff, but there's mostly good stuff. And I hope you guys appreciate these multi-topic videos involving gaming news and pop culture news that I will be doing more of. That I appreciate the feedback that my audience has given me that they like these type of videos, they want to see more of these types of videos, and I appreciate that feedback, and I will continue to do videos like this as I see fit whenever a bunch of gaming news drops. Just right away, just real quick, shout out to RaveChild78 for the super thanks and for becoming a member on the channel. I really appreciate it. Didn't get a chance to mention it in my last video, but I appreciate you for becoming a member and for your super thanks. So let's get right into the first article. We've got a couple to go through here. Starting off with Square Enix losing nearly $2 billion in value since Final Fantasy XVI. The report casts doubt on ability to recover. I could see Square Enix recovering with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Maybe. Because it's a PS5 exclusive. I feel like they really need to hurry up and get Final Fantasy VII Remake onto Xbox consoles and possibly Switch if they're able to. But it's still good to know that Final Fantasy XIV Online, at least, is coming to Xbox next year with the next expansion of the game. So that way, Xbox players can also enjoy a fantastic MMO in Final Fantasy XIV Online, as well as having all the content and being able to catch up to everyone else. Square Enix has lost nearly $2 billion in value since the launch of Final Fantasy XVI in June, and a new report has cast doubt on the company's ability to recover. Shares in the company have plummeted nearly 30% since Final Fantasy XVI came out on June 22nd, closing on September 13th at their lowest point since May of last year. The PlayStation 5 exclusive sold 3 million copies during launch week. I believe it's shipped, not sold. A figure that sparked a debate online whether it had met Square Enix's sales targets. Well, according to what they said, Final Fantasy 15 sold 5 million copies, where this sold 3 million copies. So, in layman's terms, that would typically be considered a flop when your next title sells less in the same amount of time than the previous title. Square Enix told IGN in July sales of Final Fantasy 16 were, quote, extremely strong and insisted the game has sold well relative to the PS5 install base. From what I saw, is the PS5 install base is about 40 million, and if you're only selling 3 million copies, that's not a lot. IGN sources familiar with the performance of Final Fantasy 16 confirmed sales had slowed considerably since the launch, but that the game was not yet considered a disaster. In early September, Square Enix announced Final Fantasy 16 is set for 2 paid DLC expansions and confirmed a PC port was officially in development. It's set to come out 6 months after the launch of Final Fantasy 16, which it honestly should be on all platforms. I don't think it should only be a PS5 exclusive, which is, in my opinion, why it's not doing well. But I also believe that because it's more action based and it plays essentially like a Devil May Cry clone, I looked at it and said, nah, looks pretty mid. Don't really care. I'd rather play Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, which I think is a much better action combat style game for Final Fantasy, and it has that Dark Souls feel to it. I'd rather play that game. I think that game is much better, and I think it's a very underrated game. A new report from Bloomberg painted a bleak picture of Square Enix, which reported a sharp profit decline in August. Analysts told the publication that Final Fantasy XVI failed to make up for the poor performance of previous Square Enix flops, such as Marvel's Avengers and Forspoken, which Forspoken got an entire company closed down and they had to merge with Square Enix, and mobile games that were shut down after launch. The root of the problem, sources told Bloomberg, is that producers were given full reign over the scope and direction of projects where goals can shift, quote, without warning. The upshot of this is volatility in the quality of the final product. Square Enix has a new CEO, Takahashi Kiryu, which is why Final Fantasy XIV is finally coming to Xbox. I don't know why it's taken so long, but better late than never, I suppose. Who intends to reduce the number of smaller games in the works to focus on big budget games that have a greater chance of making an impact on the company's bottom line. Square Enix declined to comment, which I'm pretty sure they have stuff. Of course, they have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Then they have Part 3 to the Final Fantasy VII Remake Trilogy. They have Kingdom Hearts 4. They have Dragon Age 12 coming. These are all games that have been announced, as you'll probably see down here. Apparently, there's a rebuild of development practices currently being worked through. One source close to Square Enix told IGN that Kiryu has called for change, across the company globally, but that change will take time. Hopefully they get rid of that garbage ethics department that they have that censored Tifa in the remake. That should probably start there. Get rid of all of them. Get rid of all of them. Upcoming Square Enix games include Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Star Ocean, The Second Story R, Foam Stars, and Final Fantasy XIV expansion Dawn Trail, which, like I said, they also have the third part of Final Fantasy VII to make the remake. And they have Dragon Quest 12 and Kingdom Hearts 4 that they don't mention here. Well, I'm going to mention it that those are also projects that were announced, and we haven't seen anything from them besides the small gameplay trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4 and the title logo for Dragon Quest 12. Moving on to the next portion, Japanese mecha side-scrolling action game The Scramble Vice is announced. This is coming to us from Niche Gamer. Publisher Fly High Works and Shinobi Non-Grata developer Studio Pico has announced the Scramble Vice, a new side-scrolling mecha action game. The Scramble Vice is in development for Windows PC via Steam and has a release set for sometime in 2024. Here's a rundown of the new game, plus its reveal trailer. In the year 2048, with the advancement of technology comes a spike in criminal acts using robots. The biggest perpetrators of crime are terrorists that are turning increasingly destructive by the day. Safety levels within the capital are at an all-time low. Tasked to handle the situation is the notorious 9th Mobile Unit of the Tokyo Police Department, also known as the Scramble Vice. Clad in an armored exoskeleton suit, police officer Sakuragi Kei of the 9th Unit stands to fight robot crimes within Neo Tokyo. Her suit, Asura, can equip various firearms and melee weapons. It is also installed with a homing missile function that follows targets wherever they go, and a roller boost function that can dodge even the heaviest rain of enemy projectiles. So it kind of seems like it has that Armored Core 2D style. And it looks great, by the way. I rated Scramble Tokyo. Bunch of features here. This is, of course, the teaser trailer that we're going to watch. It's like 12 seconds. Oh, it's actually a minute 13 seconds. Turn down the audio a little bit. It's kind of giving me that Cowboy Bebop type of music. I think that's very good. The music is fantastic. So you'll notice that they had that small image right there, which I'm not sure if I can show on YouTube. So I'm not really going to show it again, but you can see that it has that type of side-scrolling Armored Core feel to it. Oh yeah. Definitely has that cool type of Armored Core feel to it that I really like. I think this game looks incredible. I think it looks absolutely incredible. If it would look better in the video. Much better. But yeah, I think it looks absolutely great. Only problem is, it seems like for the localization that they've, of course, censored the game by putting this tank top on her. And in the original trailer that we showed, she wasn't wearing a tank top. It just showed, side bob here, and I think that's a little weird that they would do that to this. Of course, it's just more censorship. It's just pronouns, bro. Just comply, bro. That whole slippery slope. This is the slippery slope we're talking about here. But if you can find it somewhere, in a different place that doesn't have it censored, like possibly GOG.com, I maybe would consider buying it. For right now, because it's censored, I don't care to buy it unless it goes on sale. Moving on to the next part, just real quick. RGG Studio, the studio behind games such as Yakuza, Like a Dragon, Yakuza series, and Judgment, have announced a Like a Dragon Direct that will be happening on September 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific time, which means it's happening at midnight, which is absolutely crazy. Prepare for an RGG Like a Dragon Direct, our first dedicated Western broadcast. Tune in for the latest news trailers for Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth and Like a Dragon Gaiden, which Like a Dragon Gaiden is supposed to be the game that happens between, I think, 6 and 7. And then Infinite Wealth is the sequel to Yakuza Like a Dragon, which they've changed the English translation to Like a Dragon, which I really don't like. I really wish they would have just kept it as Yakuza. But I'm really excited for this franchise. I really do highly recommend the Yakuza series. I recommend anyone to play those games, starting from Yakuza 0 because it is the prequel to the rest of them. It wasn't the first game to release, but having that prequel there and how pretty much to me that game is a masterpiece. I think everyone should have to play the game. If you're looking for a great action adventure with RPG elements type of game, I highly recommend it. What also got announced is a Nintendo Direct that's happening tomorrow at 7 a.m. Pacific time, which would be 10 a.m. Eastern and 9 a.m. Central time. Nintendo Direct live stream featuring roughly 40 minutes of information focused on Nintendo Switch games releasing this winter. My expectations aren't that great for this, but it would be so great if they launched, released had a release date for something like a Zelda remaster collection with Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, and Twilight Princess. That would be fantastic. Or even, also have Majora's Mask thrown in there. But to me, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, and Wind Waker are the best of the series. So I think that would be awesome if they did announce that. Show some Metroid Prime 4, possibly do a shadow drop for Metroid Prime 2 remastered. I don't know. I know they had the Metroid Prime remaster come out this year, but considering it seems like it doesn't take as much development and it wasn't a fully priced game at $60, it was actually a $40 release. I would hope that maybe they would drop something like that as like a shadow drop. Metroid Prime 2 remaster, that would be absolutely amazing. I'm really looking forward to this. I really do hope they have some great announcements like Metroid Prime 4. That would be freaking sweet. Moving on to this is also going to be a state of play that was also confirmed for tomorrow. It's going to be happening at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central, focusing on updates for previously announced games coming to PlayStation consoles, meaning Indie, PSVR 2, and some third party. So quite a disappointment considering that their only next first title is Spider-Man 2, and it's kind of bad that they're not showing any first-party games, as Sony typically does, or as I like to call them, Sony. As Sony typically does, they don't like to show. They never have anything to show first-party, and then when they do, it's years away. And it's absolutely nuts that you only have one more first-party title coming this year, and yet you have nothing to show that's coming out the rest of the year. Maybe November and December, except for Indie. It's kind of a disappointment. On our last piece of gaming news, there's of course an update today for Starfield and updates surrounding about mod support coming next year. Also things like brightness and contrast controls, HDR calibration menus, field of view slider, DLSS for PC, 32:9 ultra wide monitor support, eat button for food apparently. So it says, first, an enormous thank you to all of you playing Starfield and your support. We are absolutely blown away by the response and all you love about the game. We're also reading all your great feedback on what you'd like to see improved or added to the game. This is a game we'll be supporting for years and years to come. Hopefully, they're not going to pull a Destiny where they said that 10-year game, that type of thing. So please keep all the feedback coming. Even if we don't get to your request immediately, we'd love to do it in the future, like city maps. Our priority initially is to make sure any top blocker bugs or stability issues are addressed and adding quality of life features that many are asking for. This first update is a small hotfix targeted at the few top issues we were seeing. After that, expect a regular interval of updates that have top community requested features, including everything I just named. We're also working closely with NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel on driver support. Each update will include new stability and performance improvements. Additionally, we are working on our built-in mod support creations, the Creation Club, and will work across all platforms similar to what we've done with Skyrim and Fallout 4. This full support is planned to launch early next year. Until then, we know our PC community is already very active in the modding space, and if you have any feedback on how we can make this better, please let us know. Modding and creating in our games will always be a vital and important part of who we are. And we love seeing the community get off to such a strong start. Keep the feedback coming. We really do read it all, and thank you all again for taking this journey with us. Bethesda. Update version, you got performance stability and quest fixes. So I do look forward to seeing what kind of mods this game will have. I'm really enjoying the game. Like, I'm only about 5 hours in, but I'm really enjoying so far what I'm playing, and I want to get into it a little bit more. I typically stream over on twitch.tv/renowned0, spelled the same way as my YouTube channel, which I don't know if I don't think I'm gonna be playing Starfield today. Might just do a multiplayer game. But if you want to come hang out, say hi, you know where to find me over on Twitch. And I believe these are everything I want to cover. I'm really excited again for the Nintendo Direct. I'm really excited for the Like a Dragon Direct. I really love the Yakuza series, like I said. Nintendo, I hope they really drop some really good things. Their last Direct was pretty dang good. Their Mario Bros. Wonder Direct was very good, very informative. And I'm looking forward to seeing what new projects and what new games they're going to be dropping. Maybe they'll drop an F-Zero as well. Maybe they'll drop a Star Fox game. Who knows? I really don't know, but my speculation so far, I'm kind of hoping they, like I said, they do a Metroid Prime 2 remaster drop and maybe announce a Zelda collection, considering it's the 30th anniversary of Zelda this year. So hoping it'll come with Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess. That would be a fantastic 3-part bundle collection for Zelda. And I think that's all I have to say for this video. Thank you all for checking it out. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, and returning viewers. I really do appreciate my members who have signed up on the channel. And if you'd like to sign up, there's a join button just below the video. You can sign up for $1 a month to become a member on the channel to further support me. You can always drop a super thanks as well, or check out the links in the description for other ways to support me. Comment below what you feel about all this. Tell me what you're excited about, what you think will happen in the Nintendo Direct. Are you excited for Like a Dragon? Are you excited for Starfield updates? How do you feel about Square Enix? And how do you feel about the censorship involving that game, that side-scrolling game that I showed? Subscribe for more content like this. Hit the bell for notifications. Set the bell to all. That way you get notifications anytime I post a new video or live stream. And I will see you all on the next one. Peace.